I have this Dremel 4000 and haven't used it that much, and I'm finding that I'm just intermittently having this issue where I'll hit the switch and it doesn't turn on. I try spinning it, maybe think it's a contact at one of the brushes, but no luck with that. Tried this speed selector, all that kind of stuff. Nothing seems to help. Now, what I did was I took these brushes out. So if you take that plastic cap off, that's one, I think that's the positive brush, and then the negative brush is here for the little motor, the DC motor inside. Oh. And, oh, you're getting ahead of me there. Look at that. Okay, so, look at that, it just magically likes to turn on. So I took the brushes out, inspected them, they looked fine. And I actually checked for voltage with the switch on at these little brush contacts. Nothing would work, or there was no power going to it. And I had read somewhere that if you take a hammer and hit the side of the Dremel around where the slider switch is, oh, there you go, now it's starting to work again. And you hit right on the side here, and it turns on or starts to work again, then it's actually a micro switch inside here. So you can see it's doing that now, and I gave it a good whack with the hammer and started working again, and now you can see it's kind of working, not working. So I wonder if I just tap it on the bench if it'll work. No, not liking that. I'm trying to do this with one hand. This thing's probably gonna, as soon as I hit it with the hammer, it's gonna want to take off. I'll just turn the speed down, put it there, get the trusty hammer, let's see. How ridiculous is that? And then see if it starts working again. There we go. So, giving it a good whack with the hammer on the side, if it starts working, then it's actually the little momentary or little micro switch on the inside of here. So either you can just use it by giving it a good smack every now and then, or take it apart and fix that micro switch. Then the problem is actually the little micro switch down here. So down inside, you can see there's a tiny little switch in there. And this is the little blue slider switch. So at where your thumb goes, you move this switch up and down, right? On or off, on or off. And you think that it's actually turning on up here, but it's not. It's actually doing all the work at the bottom. And what's happening is this little flat spot that you see is black there. Originally this was all blue. Well, that will actually, the switch is in the hole when it's off. And then when you slide it forward, click, it pushes down on that little micro switch down in there. So that little bump right there. And what you can do to fix it is you can actually take this apart, take this little slider out, and add some glue or anything to build it up a little bit. So you can see I added this, it's like an epoxy, just to give it that little bit more thickness. And I did it on both sides, okay, the top and the bottom. Make sure it's nice and smooth so it still slides nicely. And that will hopefully take care of it. Now, when you take this thing apart, there's lots of little pieces that are going to come flying out. So really pay attention to what you're doing, what pieces go where. Take your time, and if you're uncomfortable doing anything like this, then you might be better off either just continuing on with tapping it with a hammer every time you need to use it, or get something else.